Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to the very small group here and those who are tuning in on YouTube. Rabbi Bloom is in Israel this week, so I am covering for him tonight. And we will, if you're watching and you're close by and you can help us make a minyan, we need a couple more individuals. So we will go ahead and start with the extra soul, Yedid Nefesh, on page 1, because we definitely need that in the service. Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman, Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman, Mishach Avdecha, Eretz Zonecha, Mishach Avdecha, Eretz Zonecha, Yarutz Avdecha, Kemo Hayam, Yishtachave Yadadai, Yadadai, Elmo Aderecha. All right, page 3. Lechu neranana, neranana, ladonai naria, letzor yishenu. Lechu neranana, neranana, ladonai naria, letzor yishenu. Nekad mafanav betoda, bizmirot narialo, ki el gadol Adonai, umelech gadol al kol Elohim. Lechu neranana, neranana, ladonai naria, letzor yishenu. Lechu neranana, neranana, ladonai naria, letzor yishenu. Okay. We will go now to Romemu on page 12. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. That was a great key, Karen. Page 13, Mizmor LeDavid. Mizmor LeDavid, Avu Ladonai b'nei Evim, Avu Ladonai, Kavod ba'ozai, Avu Ladonai, Kevod Shemo Yishachavu Ladonai, Hadrat Kodesh, Kol Adonai, Al Hamayim, El HaKavod Yirin, Adonai, Almayim Rabim, Kol Adonai, Ba'koach, Kol Adonai, Behadar, Kol Adonai, Shomer Arazim, Vaishaber Adonai, Et Arzei Lebanon, Vayarkidem Kemo Egel, ben re'eni, kol Adonai, chotzev lahamodesh, kol Adonai, yachil midbar, yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, kol Adonai yevol elayalot, vayechesov, ye'arot, ubehechalo, kulo omer kavod, Adonai, lama bo yashav vayeshev, Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Page 15, we welcome the Shabbat bride, Lecha Dodi. Let's do Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmiyanu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem el tiferet v'litila lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki hi makor ha'beracha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'macha Shabbat tehila lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Bottom of page 17. Yaminu smol tifrotzi, Vet Adonai ta'aritzi, Al yanish ben partzi, V'nismecha v'nagila lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face the entrance. Bawi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha u'b'tzohala, Tochernei am segula, Bawi chala. Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. And to all those mourners in our midst, we say Hamakom, Yenechem etchem b'toch sha'ar Avael Tzion b'Yerushalayim. You may be seated. Page 19, Song for Shabbat, Psalm 92. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot la'Adonai, ulzamer l'shimcha elyon, ulzamer l'shimcha elyon. Agid baboker chastecha ve'emunot habalelot alei asor ve'alei novel alei higayon vechinor mizmor shir leyom haShabbat tov lehodot la'Adonai ulzamer l'shimcha elyon ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. We continue silently to the bottom of page 20. Sadikatamar yifrach ka'erez balanan yizkeh shetulin b'beit Adonai b'chatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvu b'seva deshenim verananim yiyu lehagid ki ashar Adonai tzuri v'lo avatavo. Adonai malach ga'us lavesh lavesh Adonai oti tazar avtikun teva ba'al timot nachon kisecha me'az me'olam ata nasa'u naharot Adonai nasa'u naharot kolam yiseu naharot doch yam mikolot mayim rabim adirim mishpareyam adir baron Adonai edotecha ne'emnu me'od levetecha naba kodesh Adonai le'orech yamim. And I'm counting because if we do not have a physical minyan, we have to skip the Baruch Hu. We do not, even if we count Ariella. So, moving on to page 23. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or uma'avir yom u'mevi layla uma'avdil bein yom u'bein layla Adonai tzvaot shemo El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ad Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Page 24. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahabeta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachveinu u'kumeinu nesiach v'chukecha v'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hin chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem negei yomam v'layla negay yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, Ohev Amo Yisrael. El Melech Ne'eman. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'dvarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzadecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shitecha b'beitecha u'v'letecha b'derech u'b'shochbecha u'b'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotefot b'neinecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'b'sharecha. Laman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher tziti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim להיות להם אלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אמת ואמונה כל זכיכם עלינו. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם, משה בני ישראל אחד ישרה בספרה הבא ואמרו כולם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילו יוסף אלה, נורא תהילו יוסף אלה, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה. Kifad Adonai ad Yaakov, ugalo b'yad hazak mimenu, baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Page 33. Hashkidenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkidenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ushmor tzedkeinu, uvoeinu, l'chaim u'shalom, me'ata v'ad olam. Hashkidenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha, baruch atah Adonai, aparei sukkot shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Amo Yisrael, V'al Yerushalayim. Amen. Please rise for Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat le'doratam b'ridolam Beini v'ben Yisrael oti le'olam oti le'olam oti le'olam Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat le'doratam b'ridolam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat le'doratam b'ridolam U'layom hashvi'i Shabbat v'inafash Shabbat v'inafash Shabbat v'inafash Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat le'doratam b'ridolam Do we skip Hatzi Kaddish? Okay, we skip Hatzi Kaddish. We have one more, but still not a minyan. All right, so we will skip ahead to the silent Amidah, which begins on page 37. right, we turn to page 49 for the abbreviated repetition of the Amidah, the Matbea Tefillah, which is normally my part anyway, even if they're rabbis. Vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzibam vayachal Elohim bayom hashvi'i malachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol malachto asher asa vaybarach Elohim et yom hashvi'i vaykadesh oto ki bo Shabbat mikol malachto Asher bara Elohim la'asot Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor B'Hanara El Elyon Konei Shamayim Va'aretz Magen Avot Bidbaro Mechaye Metim B'Ma'amaro Ha'el HaKadosh She'en Kamohu Hameniach Le'amo B'Yom Shabbat Kosho Ki Vam Ratza Lehaniach Lahem Ki Vam Ratza Lehaniach Lahem Lefanav Na'avod B'Yirav Lefachad V'nodeh Lishmo B'chol Yom Tamid Ma'en Harachot El Ha'odaot Adon HaShalom Mekadesh HaShabbat U'Barech Shavi'i U'Meniach B'Kedusha Me'am B'Kedush Ne'oneh Zecher L'Maaseh Bereshit Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu Retzei v'Menuchatenu Kachenu b'mitzvotecha v'tein chalkenu b'toratecha Sabenu mituvecha v'samchenu b'shuatecha v'taher libenu le'avdecha ve'emet v'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ahava u'v'ratzon Shabbat Kodshecha ve'anu v'Yisrael Mekadosh Shemecha Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. I'm actually not 100% sure we were supposed to repeat it out loud without a meaning, but okay, I'll find out later.
The rabbi's not here, so who's getting
That's true. The rabbi's not here. We do have 10 people in the room, but unfortunately 2 of them are under B'nai Mitzvah age, and one of them could count if she held a chumash, but then we'd still only be at 9. All right, so skipping Kiddush Shalom on page 53 because we don't have a minyan once again. Okay, so it's time for the drash. So a couple weeks ago, when I agreed to cover the Friday night service, even though I've done this enough times, it somehow didn't occur to me until this morning when I was kneading challah dough at like 7 a.m. that I needed to prepare a drash. So I thought, since I'm already so ill-prepared, I'm just going to talk about something I know very, very little about, which is sports. And it's kind of funny because it didn't occur to me till just now that the rabbi is an expert in sports, so it's a little bit ironic that I'm covering for him in turn to talk about it. But specifically, I want to talk about the Olympics and Jewish participation in the ongoing Winter Olympics in Beijing. So Israel has never won a medal at the Winter Olympic Games. So I don't know if anyone is surprised by that or not. Israel has won 13 medals in summer games, but it doesn't make sense to me. Israel's climate, they would just not be quite as equipped, they don't have the infrastructure or support for winter sports. I did find that there's an Olympic standard rink in Metula, which does happen to be the northernmost town in Israel. So I guess you could do some training there, but it seems like most of their professional skaters train outside of Israel.
They train in New Jersey a lot, though.
And Karen says they train in New Jersey. That makes sense. So we'll start with the Olympians from Israel. So Israel sent a team of 6 this year. There were siblings Noah and Barnabas Zolush. I believe I'm saying that correctly. Oh, and by the way, all the Olympians from Israel were born outside of Israel this year. Both of the Noah and Barnabas, they were born in Hungary. They are young alpine skiers making their Olympic debut this year. So apparently the big Olympic surprise for Israel in this Olympics is that Barnabas got 6th place in an alpine event, which was unexpected. That's Israel's best ever Olympic skiing finish. Yeah, that's good. And it ties for the best ever winter Olympic result. So I guess 6th place is kind of like, so next year, or in 4 years, it'll be 5th place. That'll be it. So in this sport that I actually do know a little bit about, and I've loved since I was a kid, pair figure skaters Evgeny Krasnopolsky and Haley Cox. They ended the short program, I think it was today or yesterday, in 15th place overall. They're going to be skating tomorrow in the free skate. Kops is a native of the US, and Krasnopolsky is a native of Ukraine. I think it goes without saying I'm probably butchering all these names, so I looked up some of them, but I'm just doing my best. 2 more figure skaters, Alexei Bychenko from Ukraine originally, and speed skater Vladislav Baikonov, native of the former Soviet Union. They're both returning for their 3rd games. So that rounds up the Israel contingent for the Olympics. But there are, of course, other Jews in the Winter Olympics that we should talk about. So there's a few American Jewish athletes competing. There's Jason Brown, 27 years old. He won a bronze in the 2014 Olympics, not for Israel, but for the US. He's going to be free skating to Schindler's List as performed by Itzhak Perlman. It really doesn't get any more Jewish than that. The Canadian men's hockey team actually has 3 Jewish athletes. This made kind of a splash. Jason Demers, Devin Levy, and Josh Ho-Sang. And their team did come in 6th place. That actually is a little surprising. I would think Canadian men's hockey would have placed higher, but what do I know? Clearly I don't. I've already admitted I don't know anything about sports. Other Jewish athletes are American snowboarder Taylor Gold, speed skater Emery Lehman, and David Worofsky. David is on the US hockey team. So Taylor Gold came in 6th on the half pipe, and Emery Lehman won the bronze in men's speed skating in something that's called team pursuit. And I don't know if that's a team or an individual medal. Anybody know? It's a team? Okay, so he won a team medal, but still, we get to count it. So there's a little bit about Jewish athletes in the Olympics, and while Israel may not be winning any world records, this is definitely a world record for me talking about sports. Okay, so we will move on to blessing our children. So maybe my children will come over here. It's okay. All right, so for boys, we say, Yisimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim v'chi Menashe, and for girls, we say, Yisamech Elohim ke'Sara Rivka Rachel v'Leah. For everyone, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. All right. Please rise for the Elenu, page 57. Oh, yes, you're right. I even poured it. It's right here. Thank you, Karen.
Sure.
This is my prize for doing the service.
Exactly.
Probably a lot of grape juice.
Probably a lot. As much as we want.
Yes, please rise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzah banu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava v'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom tehila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki banu b'harta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha'shabbat. L'chaim. Definitely grape juice. Okay. And we remain standing now for real, the Aleinu, page 57. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'kol, l'adek kedula l'yotzer b'reshit, shelo asanu kibrei ha'arazot, velo samanu k'mishpat ha'adama, shelo samchel k'nukanem, velo aleinu le'ol ha'olam, v'anachnu kolim, v'nishmachim u'motim, v'yitnem melech l'hem ha'amim, ha'kadosh baruch hu, shehu notei shamayim ve'yoser haaretz, u'mashav yikara b'shamayim yimal, u'shchinatu zo, ve'gov ha'neromim, hu Eloheinu enon, emet malkeinu efes ulato, kakatuv v'torato, ve'adata hayom ve'hashevota, elevavecha, ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, b'shamayim imam, ve'al ha'aretz mitachat einod, al kinekah v'lecha Adonai Eloheinu merod le'era v'tiferet v'zecha, leha'avir giluli min ha'aretzecha, elilim karod yekaretun, letaken olam b'malachut shaddai, v'chol b'nei basar yikre'u b'shmecha, lahafnod elecha kol rishei haaretz, yakiru v'yedu kol yoshvei tevel, ki lecha tikra kol berech, tishavah kol lashon, l'chanecha Adonai Eloheinu yikre'u ve'yipolu, v'lichvod shimcha yikar yitenu, v'kabalu chulam edol malchutecha, v'timocha lehem mahera le'olam va'ed, ki ha'melchut shelcha hi ulo me'ad, timoch bechavod, kakatuv b'toratecha, Adonai yimlach le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, v'melech al kol ha'aretz, bayom ha'hu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shamo echad. You may be seated. This Shabbat, we lovingly recall, actually, I don't know if we're supposed to say.
You read the list.
Okay, so we're not saying Kaddish, but I will read all the names. This Shabbat, we lovingly recall the memory of our departed relatives and friends whose yard site we observed during the week of 18 through 24 Adar 1. It is a short list because it's a leap year and we have 2 Adars, and they're backloaded on the yard sites. This week we remember Ben Barnett, Robert Barnett, Kate M. Berkowitz, Richard Burson, Neil Borstein, Sophie Breslov, Goldie Brody, Max Clark, Mildred Davis, Morris Davis, Anna Dietz, Mary Gross, Harry Jaffe, Max Lutz, Sam Pachevsky, Marjorie Rosenberg, David Rosenfeld, Esther Segal, Robert Selvage, Regina Singer. And our recent passings are Harvey Jacobs, father of our Gabby John Jacobs, and Jerry Turchin, husband of Beverly and father of Leah Bloom. So unfortunately we do not have a minion, so we will not be saying Kaddish out loud, but may their memories be a blessing. Okay, next we have announcements. So I guess the first announcement is that Rabbi Bloom is safely and happily in Israel.
Yep.
And he sent an email at like 3 this morning, our time, and was getting ready for Shabbat. So he will be gone this Shabbat and next Shabbat, but then returning after that. The Gone and office are closed on Monday for President's Day. We have all of our normal activities, so morning minyan on Monday and Thursday at 8 o'clock. Especially I want to encourage maybe participation this upcoming week since it's a holiday week for some people. So please come to that at 8 a.m. if you're able to, so we are able to make a minyan and everyone can say Kaddish. There's a light breakfast also afterwards in the courtyard. Text study will meet at Rocky's Brooklyn Basin at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. All are welcome to join. And there is no Beit Sefer this week or any classes on Wednesday evening. All right, so our closing song, partially in honor of Rabbi Bloom being in Israel, and because we're definitely not going to be hearing it from the Olympic speakers, we are going to sing Ha Tikva on page 65, and we rise. That was going to be my next question.
Yep.
Kol balevav penima, nefesh Yehudi homiya, ufate mizrach kadima, ayin letzion Sophia, od lavavta tikvatenu, hatikva b'shnot alpayim, liodam chofshi be'artzenu, Eretz Zion Yerushalayim, liodam chofshi be'artzenu, Eretz Zion Yerushalayim. Shabbat Shalom.
Yasher Koach.
Yes, I did. Thank you. And thanks for the assists.